Please consider supporting our channel by liking this video and subscribing for more content. Shadows of the Full Moon. Once upon a moonlit night, 5 adventurous young friends embarked on a weekend getaway to a secluded cabin nestled deep within the mystical woods. Unbeknownst to them, this journey would soon become a harrowing test of courage and survival. As they arrived at the rustic cabin, excitement filled the air. The group consisted of Sarah, a brave and quick-witted young woman, Tom, a strong and resourceful man, Emily, a kind-hearted and compassionate soul, Mike, a light-hearted jokester with a heart of gold, and Lisa, a shy yet intelligent woman with a love for nature. Unbeknownst to the group, the forest they had chosen to explore was rumored to be the dwelling place of a fearsome creature, the legendary werewolf. Legends whispered of its beastly form, razor-sharp claws, and insatiable hunger for human flesh. But the group dismissed these tales as mere folklore, embracing the thrill of adventure. As night fell and the group gathered around a crackling fire, sharing stories and laughter, an ominous howl pierced through the silence. The chilling sound sent shivers down their spines, but they dismissed it as a mere coincidence, attributing it to the wild animals that roamed the forest. However, their sense of security was shattered when, without warning, a monstrous creature burst into the cabin. The air filled with panic as the werewolf's glowing, yellow eyes scanned the room, seeking its next victims. The group screamed and scattered in all directions, desperately trying to find an escape. Tom and Sarah, driven by sheer adrenaline, managed to flee through a partially open window. They exchanged terrified glances, realizing they were the only ones left alive. Their hearts ached for their fallen friends, but survival instincts compelled them to forge onward. Meanwhile, Lisa, Emily, and Mike fought valiantly against the werewolf, using anything they could find as makeshift weapons. Despite their courage, the strength and ferocity of the creature overwhelmed them. One by one, their lives were tragically cut short, leaving only eerie silence in its wake. Tom and Sarah, now drenched in fear and grief, stumbled through the dense forest, their hearts pounding with each step. They knew the werewolf was still out there, lurking in the shadows, driven by an insatiable thirst for blood. Determined to survive, they pushed themselves to their limits, driven by the memory of their fallen friends. As the moon reached its zenith, casting an ethereal glow upon the forest, the werewolf closed in on its prey. Just as it lunged at Tom, Sarah grabbed a nearby branch and swung it with all her might, striking the creature's head. The werewolf yelped in pain and momentarily lost its balance. Seizing the opportunity, Tom swiftly grabbed a sharp rock and drove it into the creature's heart. It let out a final agonizing howl before collapsing to the forest floor. Exhausted and emotionally drained, Tom and Sarah fell to their knees, their bodies trembling with a mix of relief and sorrow. They mourned their friends and the innocence they had lost that fateful night in the woods. Days turned into weeks, and the memory of that horrific encounter haunted Tom and Sarah, leaving an indelible mark on their lives. They would forever remember the bravery and camaraderie of their fallen friends, vowing to honor their memory by cherishing every precious moment of life. And so, their lives continued, forever changed by the encounter with the werewolf. The cabin in the woods stood as a silent witness, a reminder of the price they paid for their youthful curiosity. Tom, fueled by a burning desire for justice and closure, approached his father with a resolute determination. He shared the haunting tale of the werewolf attack in the cabin, and together they formed a team of seasoned hunters to track down and eradicate the cursed creatures that plagued the small village hidden within the depths of the forest. News of their mission spread swiftly, reaching the ears of brave souls who were willing to join the cause. 15 men, driven by a mix of courage, vengeance, and a desire to protect their loved ones, volunteered to embark on this treacherous endeavor alongside Tom and his father. Armed with silver bullets, blessed blades, and ancient incantations, the hunters ventured deep into the heart of the forbidding woodland. The eerie silence amplified the tension in the air as they cautiously navigated the labyrinthine paths, their senses heightened and nerves on edge. Upon their arrival at the village, they discovered a seemingly tranquil community, unaware of the malevolence that lay dormant within its inhabitants. As night descended, the hunters prepared for the inevitable clash, their hearts pounding with a mixture of trepidation and determination. When the moon reached its zenith, a blood-curdling howl echoed through the night, signaling the transformation of the villagers into monstrous werewolves. Chaos erupted as the hunters found themselves surrounded by the very creatures they sought to vanquish. A fierce battle ensued, silver bullets piercing the night and blades clashing with razor-sharp claws. The hunters fought valiantly, their skills and years of experience pitted against their formidable adversaries. Each determined to protect the lives of those they loved and avenge the fallen. Torn between the instinct to survive and the need to eradicate the werewolf menace, the hunters found themselves in a desperate struggle. As the night wore on, the moon's glow illuminated a grim scene of carnage and sacrifice. 5 hunters managed to withstand the relentless onslaught, their bodies battered and bruised, but their spirits unyielding. Tom and his father, alongside 3 other brave souls, stood amidst the battlefield, their eyes filled with a mix of exhaustion, sorrow, and triumph. The village, once shrouded in darkness, began to awaken from its cursed slumber. The surviving villagers, now freed from the clutches of lycanthropy, emerged with expressions of gratitude mixed with sorrow for the lives lost. They mourned their loved ones who had succumbed to the werewolf curse, yet found solace in the knowledge that their village was finally liberated. The 5 hunters returned to the village as heroes, their names etched into the annals of folklore. They were hailed as saviors, their bravery and sacrifice forever remembered by the grateful villagers. Yet, their hearts remained heavy, bearing the weight of the lives lost in the battle against the werewolves. The moon hung high in the night sky, casting an eerie glow upon the transformed hunters. Tom and his father, alongside their fellow hunters, felt the chilling effects of the werewolf scratch taking hold, their bodies contorting and their senses sharpening to that of the creatures they had fought against. As the hunters embraced their newfound power, a surge of primal instincts and bloodlust coursed through their veins. With their minds clouded by the curse, they turned their attention to the unsuspecting villagers who had just been saved from the clutches of the werewolf pack. Driven by a voracious hunger and feral rage, the werewolf hunters descended upon the village with terrifying speed and strength. Chaos erupted as the villagers, caught off guard, attempted to defend themselves against the very saviors they had celebrated moments ago. Amidst the frenzy, the 5 werewolf hunters utilized their enhanced senses and formidable abilities. They tore through the village, their claws and fangs leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The villagers fought valiantly, desperately trying to protect their loved ones and their homes from the relentless onslaught. However, as the battle ensued, a glimmer of humanity remained within Tom. Despite the savage urges threatening to consume him, he clung to the memory of who he once was, of the love and compassion that had guided him before the curse took hold. In a moment of clarity, Tom's heart filled with remorse and determination. He chose to break free from the cycle of violence, to resist the primal urges compelling him to continue the slaughter. With a heavy heart and tears streaming down his face, he made the difficult decision to flee, leaving behind the chaos and devastation he had unwittingly unleashed. As Tom sprinted through the darkened forest, his senses heightened by the power coursing through his veins, he could hear the distant cries and howls of the villagers and the remaining werewolf hunters locked in a desperate struggle. Their once united cause had turned into a nightmarish battle of survival. Hours turned into days as Tom traversed the dense woods, the weight of his actions heavy upon his conscience. He vowed to find a way to break the curse that had consumed him and his companions, to seek redemption for the lives lost and the destruction wrought upon the village. After the devastating events that unfolded in the village, Tom found himself haunted by the knowledge that he, along with his father and the other hunters, had been scratched by the werewolves during the fateful battle. The curse of lycanthropy now loomed over their lives, threatening to transform them into the very creatures they had fought so fiercely against. Determined to protect innocent lives and prevent further tragedy, Tom made the difficult decision to leave the village behind. He sought solace in the bustling city, hoping to find a semblance of normalcy amidst the urban chaos. With a heavy heart, he bid farewell to his past, leaving behind the memories of the village and the people he had once known. In the city, Tom secured a job as a humble shopkeeper, working from 9 to 5. During the day, he immersed himself in the responsibilities of his new life, striving to maintain a sense of normalcy in the face of his looming affliction. His interactions with customers and the daily routines of the shop provided a welcome distraction from the dark secret he carried within. Aware that the full moon would unleash his inner beast, Tom took precautions to ensure the safety of those around him. He constructed a fortified cage in the basement of his small apartment, designed to contain his werewolf form during the nights of the lunar cycle. Each full moon night, he willingly locked himself away, knowing that it was the only way to prevent himself from causing harm. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Tom yearned for a cure, a way to break free from the curse that held him captive. He delved into ancient texts and sought the guidance of wise scholars who specialized in the supernatural. However, all his efforts proved futile, leaving him with a heavy heart and a resigned acceptance of his fate. In the solitude of his self-imposed confinement, Tom found solace in journaling. He poured his thoughts and emotions onto the pages, allowing the ink to capture the depths of his struggles and the weight of his guilt. Through writing, he explored the complexities of his existence, wrestling with the dichotomy of being both a protector and a potential threat. Outside his cage, the city bustled with life, oblivious to the hidden turmoil within one of its inhabitants. Tom formed new friendships, albeit cautiously, keeping his secret locked away from prying eyes. He began to appreciate the simple joys of everyday life, cherishing the laughter, the warmth, and the fleeting moments of happiness that punctuated his human existence. Over time, Tom's resilience and determination became an inspiration to those who knew him, unaware of the battle he fought within himself. And so, Tom continued to navigate the delicate balance between his dual natures, embracing his humanity during the day and surrendering to the confines of his cage in the moonlit nights. His transformation into a werewolf became a secret he guarded fiercely, ensuring that his nights of savagery would never be unleashed upon an unsuspecting world. Help us reach a wider audience by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Your support goes a long way in helping us create more awesome videos.